about to dive in, working this scene here, try to get it wrapped up. Probably getting tired of looking at this. Got the driveway cut out the way I'm going to do it and weathered, and so I got the kids painted a little basketball, some lines on there for the hoop games. There's the shed that is now in a separate scratch build playlist, and it was scratch built, so check that out if you're interested. And like I said, the driveway's been weathered, some oil stains, and some various things that happen to a driveway. Gotta get that done. I did do a little bit of work to fill in some of the areas here. Just put some drywall spackle, really, just fast and final or something like that, whatever I had, and just kind of level things out so the lawn sits. And then, being the glutton for punishment that I am, I did have to go to Buffalo for a meeting, but I stopped at Niagara Craft and Hobby Mart, and I can't resist. I don't know why I do this. All right, this is a Woodland Scenics green grass vinyl mat. I saw it, and like I said, if you saw the other video, I got some grass stuff, but I just couldn't help myself, and I just like to try new things. So this is a vinyl mat. It only cost $4. So I decided to pick it up, and again, the grass, to model a lawn, at the height that you would look at it, viewing in scale, it would be really, what's your lawn? Maybe 2-3 inches long. And the other stuff I mentioned, the sill floor mat and the Hecky mats, they're listed as 2 millimeter. Well, really 2 millimeter. 3.5 millimeters is a foot, so that's over a foot. So that's, if my grass was 8 inches long, the township would be sending me nasty letters to cut my lawn, or they're going to fine me. So, I think that would look okay, but this might look good too. It's really, really, really flat. And again, from the scale perspective, looking at it, a 2-inch, 3-inch grass lawn, usually, better maintained by the homeowner, so it's not as rough and scruffy as regular, wood, general fields or unkept areas, whatnot. So, might try this and see how it looks for scale. And then also, I got some other things to make shrubbery. I got some various stuff from Scenic Express, and then I got some knock some of their hedges that I might be able to cut. Now, because now we're talking stuff for a house. So it's the more manicured, the more typical decorative landscaping type stuff, not the shrubbery in HO scale. I have not found specifically, and if you know what I mean, it's kind of smaller, nicer looking. Some's evergreen, some is bushes, some are flowers, whatever. So I might try a couple different things. One interesting thing I did find at Niagara were these little conifers, but they're teeny little guys. Expensive. I can't believe I paid that much, but these might be workable as as landscaping type shrubbery. So I got some that are 1.5 inches, and a bag of some that are 1 inch. So they might be usable as is, or if I shape them a little bit, because they kind of look like mini pine trees. And I'm just looking at the shrubbery I have in my house, they're shaped a little bit differently. So anyway, I got some other, knock stuff that might be used for the trees, the ornamental trees that are in the yard. So, all right, so I got to figure out, I got grass stuff here, I got a grass mat here. I was starting to cut some of this is the Hecky stuff. You can see kind of the difference. I don't know if you can see it or not actually on video, but the difference there. All right, so enough babbling. So I got some supplies out here. Going to get the all that white stuff painted up and get the lawn in, get the driveway in, and start working on some shrubbery. We need a shrubbery around the house to get the scene done. All right, enough talk. Let's get to work. There's a touch of some in-progress work here. I got some of the lawn in. Driveway's down. I did decide to go on the right side with the sill floor lawn. I did determine, actually from some experimentation, that you can paint and actually trim with a with my electric razor. You can successfully trim the grass a little bit. So, all right, so the front's there, and then back across along the house, and over there along the shed will be mulch. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for mulch, but then mulch and some shrubbery. And some shrubbery along the house, and I'm going to paint, kind of blend in the yard. My thought being that kind of, the right-hand side is kind of a little bit more well-kept. That's where the kids play, and they do most of their stuff. And this other piece of grass, while it's still their lawn, they don't hang out there quite as much. So it's not quite as well-kept. Anyway, and then let's go to the other side and take a look at the back, how that's progressing. Alright, for the back side, you can see the grass on the shed. I'm going to have, well, I had to order it, because I have some fence, but it wasn't the kind that I like. There'll be a fence that'll run all along here, and come back here to a gate. And this will be kind of a little bit of a scraggly lawn that gets up to this side, and probably just some higher shrubs and trees. And then I got to of course, do all that embankment work. Got it in against the house there. And this is all going to be kind of landscape now. I like the comments about the shed. They shouldn't open the basketball court, but you got to remember, the basketball court wasn't there initially. It was just the shed. The kids came along and they wanted to paint the basketball court. So if you think the door's open wrong, you got to talk to the owner, because that's his house. All right, so I'm going to keep moving along here. Did do a little bit of work up here. I had this little garden plot from the old layout that I wanted to save just because it was a lot of work. So I got that kind of setting up now with some sculpt mold. Then I'll get that painted and worked in. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that little garage. It looks almost a little bit too industrial. Again, because their driveway is going to come in off here, come up to here, and then have some type of garage, and an area. These guys are more like a farmhouse. They'll have some trailers and maybe even an old van laying around, or something, just kind of junk laying around. And did do some work on this. Got this kind of painted up and highlighted, ready for some final scenery. So I'm going to try to get this whole area done relatively soon, at least from the road over. So, all right, just a little bit in progress, and it looks kind of garish right now. But I think once we get things a little further along, and some painting and some other ground cover, ground foam, shrubs, bushes, etc., I think things will start to blend together pretty well. So, all right, we'll check back. We got some more work done. Okay, a little more in progress work here. Got the lawn in, got the front stairs and sidewalk up to the front put in there. And as you can see, or maybe not, I'm not sure how well it's going to show, but I did kind of blend in the lawn out to the road, along the side of the driveway there, some various dirts and scenic textures. I did put around the shed there what I'm calling mulch. It's along there, and along the front of the house there, other side of the stairs there. And that's going to get shrubbery and whatnot. And then that's all kind of worked up to where up that driveway there is where the other person's that's where the other person's driveway is going to come up along the edge there. So the reason I'm kind of showing this now, none of this is down yet, and I have to come in now with some wet water and diluted Mod Podge or whatever I'm going to use. But sometimes the colors change, so I want to kind of get a record of what it looks like before I do that. So, all right, let's check out the back side and see how things are looking here before we do this. And here's the back. See that mulch mixture, which is, by the way, fortunately I don't know everything that I used. Here is the little mixture that I made up, and what it is Unfortunately, whatever that is, I don't know what that's just some dark industrial type dirt that I mixed with Highball Products Z-scale limestone ballast. It's a black color. It just kind of looked right. I don't know. You know how you're going to model mulch in HO scale. I just picked something that looked okay. So again, that's in around the shed there. That's going to get some shrubbery and some landscaping. It's along the back here. And don't forget, all along here, there will be, I'm going to put a fence and then trees. I might steal some of those trees over there because they might look better. And then fence come back here, and at least up to here. I'm not sure if I put a gate or not, just let it end. Again, if this is to protect the kitties from embankment diving. And then this has been kind of blended in a little bit. That I went through on all the grasses, put some various earth and dirt and grass colors to kind of get, make it look there's some bare spots here and there. Various places here. Actually, that's where those two pieces joined up. You can see along the edge of the driveway I did it. If this shows, hopefully it's not making people crazy moving the camera. Along the house there, kind of worked it in along in here. Alright, so that's, and then out by the road, that's all worked in basically, up to this point here. Then I'll start working this dirt or gravel driveway that's going to come up to the next house. And then once I get the fence in, then we'll get all this work here on this embankment up to the fence. Get that all done. So I think it's going to look decent. I want to capture it before I do it to see how much the colors change. And I did, like I mentioned, oh yeah, I actually used that and kind of came along on both the Hecky mat and the Silflor mat just to kind of shave a little bit. This is Steve's shaver. I'm not going to tell him that I used it. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to him. What father would do that to his son? Although, man, it was tempting. So I think it's going to look all right. I will get this set up now and start working on the various landscaping bushes and shrubs. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but hey, I was kind of winging it, so having fun, and we'll be back a little bit. Okay, so while that's setting up, I kind of moved a little bit here. Now, here's what I'm going to do over here. It's still kind of in the planning stages, but this is what I'm thinking of doing up here. Make a nice little farmhouse scene. And what we'll have is their driveway. And it's going to be gravel or dirt. It's going to come in here. And the hill was there, so I kind of cut it out a little bit, and we're going to put some landscaping ties in there. Their driveway's going to come up into here. I think I'm going to use that. I don't know if it's whatever. I don't care. I'm going to use it. This will be where they can park. Probably have some trailers and other, typical stuff here. And then I got these railroad ties here, and this will all be some type of path, either crushed stone or mulch or tan bark. I don't know. A little well that I had from the old layout that's just kind of more ornamental. But they're going to have that in their front yard. That goes up to the steps. Come around here. This little garden scene I had in the last layout and saved it and kind of liked it. I'm going to use it. So that's in there. I got a pergola from GC Laser, which is an absolute pain in the rear end to make. Oh, anyway. A prizer bench might look kind of neat there. And this here, that's from Scenic Express. When I stopped in, I saw it there. It's actually O scale. I don't know if that's going to focus, but it is a small tan Byzantine urn. Again, it's O scale. There's the part number is FC2111T. Little tan urn. So I think, even though it's O scale, I think it's going to look okay. It's a garden. Things going to be a little bit larger in the garden. So that is what we're doing. I got to get the ties put in, glued down. There's going to be a little opening here. So be a little bit of path that comes back to the garden shed. I'm just going to use that shed right there because I have it and it looks okay to me. I might even leave that shed over there too, just for the fun of it. I'm not sure I'm going to add those outdoor steps for the basement, but I kind of like the way that looks too. So, alright, so I got some work to do here in terms of getting this ready. That's kind of what we're thinking of doing here. Just the start of it. So again, a little in progress. Who knows, I may change my mind as this goes along, but just want to kind of show you what we're thinking of and what the thought process is and where it ends up. Nobody knows. Okay, let's get to work. Alrighty, things are drying up here. I got most of the forms in. I got those in down there along the driveway. The garage is still just sitting there. The other pieces there for the walk, they're all in. The well's just sitting there for now. But everything here is glued down, waiting for tomorrow. Now the bench and the urn there are just sitting there. The pergola is indeed secured in. Got some of that stuff around there. Little garden shed, that's set. Just some hobby tack holding that in. I'm not sure about that one. I think I'm going to go with it, but I'm not sure yet. But I'm just letting it sit there for now. Alright, so gonna let this all dry up overnight. And then, work on this. And then also, got to do some more work on some of the landscaping around the house tomorrow. Actually, both houses. So, okay. We shall return as more work gets accomplished. Alright, so in progress. Got a little bit of the intermediate work here done. Kind of the initial layer of some dirt and gravel coming off of the main road there up to a little garage. Got the lawn in around the farmhouse. I got the path in. I decided to use a N scale gray ballast because it looked nice and consistent. It looked kind of landscapey. It's up around there. I got some more mulch around the house. Again, that's going to get shrubs and whatnot. And then, so got stuff in there around the wishing well. Got a little bit of the embankment stuff here. You may be able to see more so back across in here. Starting to blend that down, bring it down to the hill there. And then I did get, let me just pause so I don't move too fast here. Alright, so I worked on this side of the embankment. Kind of on the back side of the farmhouse. You can see it's kind of got a layer of various grass mats and stuff. Pretty much up along that embankment. I did it kind of all the way up, down to the road, up to the side road. Probably like a little bit of work right up against the edge of the road, but a lot of that there. If you kind of look down there, you kind of see that's that embankment there is starting to get finished up. I got the buildings there in the backyard. Now, obviously, one thing that'll really bring this to life will be some trees. They're coming. I just need to get this part of it done first, and then come back and see what kind of trees we're going to put on. So that's where we are. We're going to pause here and then keep working away at it. Alright, got a fair amount of work done here today on the shrubbery and other landscaping. Here's the results of the front of this house. I think look acceptable. Some various shrubs and whatnot in there, and then across the way, a little work on the shed. So you got a little bit of fence action there. That's going to tie into the fence along the side there. I had it, so I figured I'd. Actually, it's not even in. It's just kind of sitting there now. If I change my mind, I can just pull it back out. So that's that house. And then I added some trees, kind of as a view block from house to up to the other house. and then did quite a bit of work up on that side. So let's pop the other side and see how things look over there. All right, from the back side here. There's that, and that's not the right basketball hoop. I'm going to change that one out, but for now it's a stand-in. And then did do, as I'll show here, the embankment. Got that done as well, almost halfway around. All right, so there's the other work there. And again, you can see, does that hide the horrible deck building? A little bit, not too bad. I think it's acceptable. Out there with the cutting the grass, like to see that. And there's the, like I said, the view block. Those trees in there look kind of okay to me. Look natural. And then here's the little scene here at the little garage. It's amazing how much it fills up once you start getting things put around. And then did a lot of work up here. And then the one question I kind of had, I'm kind of curious what people think. I like those little evergreen trees, although the way they're sitting now, they almost look like Christmas trees. And I don't want it to look like a Christmas tree farm. That's not the intent. What do you think? I mean, do they look okay? You know, I kind of think the ones in the front of the house look okay. They look, they fit in. That looks all right. These other ones, I'm not too sure. They might not be the right type of shrub or tree, or would you even have anything there? I'm not sure. You know, just trying to play around a little bit. And they're just kind of sitting there. They're not really permanently installed yet. And then the two larger trees along the side, I decided to put them over there because they look kind of like ornamental trees. I even got some mulch put around them. This guy takes care of his house, folks. So again, I don't know any ideas for what else to do. I'm going to stop here, kind of let this simmer a little bit. I'm not sure what else to do maybe in this part of the yard. Put maybe some smaller trees. I don't know what other kind of landscaping things could be there. But I don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? You don't want to go crazy. You want to get to a point and just stop and say, yep, that looks okay. That's why. And then back here, see in the garden, I got the fence put around it. A fence put around it. Everything's there is done. In the backyard, I did use some 2mm summer static grass from Silfloor. Kind of blended in. Again, it's not quite as well kept as the front because it's the backyard, and you got the sheds and everything. And then those sheds are there. Some more various scenery. Then those two trees I put in, I actually took them from other spots of the layout because I wanted to get something in. But they're there. So they're in and they're done. And oh my, look at that, a branch fell on the shed. Heaven forbid. And then I also did do work. Let me see if I can. Around here on this embankment. Got kind of the scruffier underbrush put in. Work stuff in there around the rocks, and then did down this side as well. Starting to get that in. Still got to finish up here, but I want to wait to get the fence in and then work it up right to the fence. So I didn't want to get ahead of myself on that. Well, that's it. That's where we are. I'm going to go ahead and get this posted. Kind of curious if anyone has any thoughts for what other landscaping might look good there in the front yard there, if anything, or maybe just leave it the heck alone. And then continue working. Still got a lot of work to do. Man, there's a lot of detailing to be done up here. Lots of detailing. Whew. So much details, but that's okay. I enjoy that. So that's it. That's where we are here. When we get this up, we'll get it posted since there's a fair amount done. And with the scenery work, the landscaping, the shrubbery, and then the embankment work in here. Not a bad place to stop. So there we are. And we're going to keep working away here. Take advantage of the time I have and try to get even more done. So stay tuned. More's coming. So hopefully this is interesting, and I'd like to see what people think. What else should be done there? What other landscaping ideas can we pull off here to make this look even better? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody.